Ben, I really appreciate you joining me today, my friend. I'm really excited to have a quick chat with you so that we can share your inspirational story, mate. Obviously, you have been with J2 for over a year now, and the things that you've done, mate, have been pretty outstanding. We've ticked off a marathon, we've ticked off a photo shoot and stuff like that. I'll put those wonderful photos alongside here if my editing skills are good enough to do so. But one question I want to ask you, mate, before we talk about the photo shoot and the outcomes of how you are feeling now is like, how were you feeling before joining the coaching process?
So before joining, I was just going through the motions of being in the gym. Like I was enjoying training a little bit, but more just being active more than anything. Whereas then I just want like gaining what I wanted to out of it. Even though I was going to the gym and I was playing football, I was still feeling like sluggish when I was playing. I was still feeling like sluggish on the weekend. I wasn't seeing like the progress that I wanted to. So I was just kind of stuck in a little bit of a rut with it all.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, mate. I hear that story a lot. A lot of guys spend a lot of time in the gym and think that they're doing everything right with the nutrition. But when you look at the photos or you look at the progression after year, oftentimes you just look exactly the same, right? And I know that we had a great chat. You bit the bullet. Haven't looked back since. So, testament to yourself, I guess, to, deciding that I don't want to just stay looking the same. What actually made you decide to commit to jumping into the process?
I think it was I knew that I wanted to like change my training, change my physique, and it just got to that point where I was almost fed up with having the same results over and over again and not making any changes to myself. So even though like I was lifting all right weight in the gym and I was able to play football, it was just getting stuck in that rut and just the same thing happening over and over again and just staying the same, not making the progress that I wanted to. And then obviously I saw on your Instagram some of the training that you were doing, some of the clients that you had, and I just thought, why not take that leap?
Yeah, spot on. And what do you think, mate, was the most like significant change to what you were doing previously to what you were doing in the coaching process?
There's quite a few things really. I think one of the main things was that accountability, just holding myself responsible, and obviously having you there to hold me responsible as well. But it just pushed me to hold myself responsible as well. Training changed a lot. Some of the exercises that we were doing, they were no different to what I was doing before, but it was forcing me to do it with either a higher intensity, just push myself and work harder. The nutrition side of things, again, there was a big change, but again, not loads different to what I was used to. It was more the knowledge that it gave me. So beforehand, I was eating not enough food, and I'd cut out more than I should have done, thinking that that was the right thing to be doing. Whereas, obviously, I joined you and sorted my diet out, sorted my nutrition out, and I ended up eating more than what I was when I was trying to lose weight beforehand. So it was that knowledge that came with it as well.
Yeah, man. Far too many people starve themselves in the pursuit of a little bit of fat loss, and as Ben's just said, he was eating more food and ended up looking like this. So it just shows you that if you actually know what you're doing with your nutrition, with your macros and stuff like that, you can get in amazing shape without starving yourself. As I mentioned right at the start, Ben's done a photo shoot, he ran a marathon simultaneously, and that takes a lot, right? It takes a lot of planning, preparation, and hard work from Ben as well. How do you feel now, Ben, after completing these two feats? Huge feats, which are incredible to tick off. How do you feel now, mate? You've got a great body, you're fit enough to run marathons. How has your life kind of changed? How do you feel?
It is wild when I think about it. Like, I never thought I'd be in a position where I'd done a photo shoot. I remember when I first joined up with you, and like you mentioned a photo shoot with being a couple of lads who've just done one, and you mentioned it in like one of our first calls, and in my head, everything was running through it. I was like, I'll never be in that position to be have the confidence, and then B, to actually get in front of that camera and be happy with what I saw. Yeah, so after we'd done that photo shoot, confidence was through the roof. All the way up to it, there was numerous points where I was more than happy with my physique, and I was like, I can't believe I've got to this point. And then you'd make a slight tweak, and then few days later, I'd be in even better shape, and just the mindset that got me in and the confidence that gave me was ridiculous. And then the marathon, again, that was a completely different feat to what we were doing with a photo shoot. Never thought I'd be able to run that type of distance. Never thought I'd feel okay running that type of distance. Some of the long runs that we did in the process up to that, every time I did one, it blew my mind that my body was able to do it and that my mind was able to do it as well. And after completing the marathon, I think I'd even more of a buzz than I did after doing the photo shoot, because again, I was just in awe that I was able to do it.
Yeah, man. I think those performance feats that you tick off along the way, and when it's like a big one, like a marathon or something similar, it does bring with it a little bit of a greater sense of satisfaction, I think, than just the physique-based goals, because it's that sense of euphoria, right? You cross the finish line, everybody else is there and stuff like that. It's a huge achievement to run a marathon and do it in style, mate, like you did as well. And last one from me, mate. What would you say to somebody potentially on the fence about joining?
Do it. Jump in. I think at first you do think, what am I going to achieve? What's going to happen to me? And you do almost have that outlook on it of, you see all these people who've gone through these changes and you're like, that must be a one-off, that must be an anomaly or whatever. But it's not. You can see the amount of clients that you've had that have made these positive changes. And that's it. Everyone's got a different goal. So if you look at it and you think, I don't want to run a marathon, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. They're the thoughts that I had beforehand. I didn't want to do a photo shoot. It never crept into my mind before. But you get to that point where you have so much belief in yourself, so much confidence, all the changes that it makes mentally as well as physically. That has been the biggest thing, and that will be the biggest thing for anyone that joins, will be that mentality side of things, realise things that you can do and you can achieve, and it just change your life.
I love that, Ben, and I think on that note, mate, it's time to end this one. What a lovely journey, mate. Keep doing the great work, and thank you for your time.